back in like 2022, I think. But me and my mom's friend went to go see Little Shop of Horrors, which I know I should have done that when I first got home, but still, I mean, better late than never. I'm not gonna lie there. So we went to see an off-Broadway version of Little Shop of Horrors. Um, Funny enough, the person who voiced Audrey 2 in the version we saw turned out to be my mom's friend's old boss. So I was praying for you, I can tell you that much. The show was practically the same as it always was that I've seen. Um, this is the first time I saw a Broadway show in a while. Last time I saw a musical show was probably Scooby Doo and the Musical Mystery back in like what 2015, something like that. Or 2013, one of the two. Um, yeah. So Little Shop of Horrors, highly recommend. We saw the last showing they had, um, which was interesting. I'm not gonna lie there. I think the puppetry for Audrey 2 throughout the show was good. Was one of my favorites. If I had the playwright, I would show you which characters are which actor play which actor play like Audrey or Seymour or Orin and all that. But if I do find out, make a follow up to the video. If I don't, then you will see why. Anyway, I have to say the person who played Orin, the dentist in this, was freaking hilarious. In his acting. Because I know the character is supposed to be like, oh, mean, because he's high all the time because of the laughing gas. But I love I love how he wears this like jacket that like during spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show, which probably most of you have at this point. But during Oren's like introduction into the story, to go see Audrey, um, he was like showing the three I forgot their name, but the three narrators you see sometimes throughout the show, and like all that, he had a big musical number, which was I'm not gonna lie there. Um, how the stage was set up, in the show, there's there's like three sides. There was one side where it shows the downtown with all like the streets and all that, and like the trash can. And then there's another side of the stage where it shows the plant shop where the musical takes place. Also, during some scenes, I remember there was also this like brick wall they had sometimes to turn around when they're not in the store or on the streets. It's pretty cool too. Um, the most interesting part to me was probably Audrey to himself, because like when we first saw him, like it was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, but when he started growing and doing that little thing, I was like, I'm wondering how they did that. But I thought, oh, maybe like the person who's puppeteering during this part in the story is like under the table and had like a little hole where he could put his hand in in for the puppet. Yeah, but the part that I was trying to understand is during the climax. Before I get to that, when it got to the "It's Just a Gas" song, where Oren dies. Spoiler, but yeah, but pretty obvious he was gonna die during the first act. Anyway, um, it was interesting because I've seen a lot of versions of this particular scene. Because I know that the most particular part is the mask that he wears for the gas. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of them have like the little bowl thing with like little circles on the side, uh, or like just like wearing like a mask around around here. But the one I saw, I remember it was like kind of like a almost like an actual gas mask in a way. Um, yeah, like it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, uh, there was also the interesting part was when Seymour supposedly cut up Orin for the plant. Um, I know it was just for making believe, but like it's still giving me chills. Like, um, 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 yeah, uh, yeah. If you thought I was gonna show some clips sadly there's not clips available that that I've seen that looks like the one I went to. Because first of all, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not just gonna record everything. Yeah, just take my word for it. Have the time and try my best. But yeah, I try to remember as best as I can. Anyway, back to the performance. When it got to the Bush Nick and Son song, it was interesting. Because supposedly in the story, like Seymour's like somewhere in his 20s or 30s, 20s I think. Judging by beginning song when he said he was an orphan on on the streets and all that. Supposedly, I thought he was in his 20s because it made more sense. Since he'd been on the road on the streets for a long time before Mushnick came. I think at least that's what he said. At least I remember him saying in the music. Anyway, but the weird thing is the weird part that I think was probably Mushnick's death. Mushnick's death was pretty interesting because most of them are like, oh, like Seymour tricks him into looking into the plan, and like Audrey just like beats him up and all that. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, but like it was interesting because like I didn't know how they were able to go inside and like because there's supposedly a person in there moving the mouth and all that, and another person behind like a curtain doing the lines for Audrey. But then I learned that I guess there was something inside of the puppet to make them healthy. So yeah. Anyway, let's get to the finale. You know how this goes. He kills Orin. You know how this goes. Seymour kills Orin and Mushniks. Defeat the planet's hunger. And then he gets the offer from the person about the hula hoops and all that, and selling the plant. And we got the whole last finale when he's like, Audrey 2's everywhere. That's been a plan all along. And all that. You know if you've seen the show. And then the part where he goes into plan with the axe, he's like, oh, and then like the lights dim down when Seymour goes into the plan to defeat it, but we know he doesn't if you've ever seen the show. Yeah, and then we cut to the same guy. We got the same guy coming and saying, Seymour. Okay, while he's out, why didn't take some clippings and all that, and then we see the urchins. I heard some people call them. I think that's what they're called in the show. Doing the whole cutting the plant and then like holding like little Audrey 2s and start singing the what was the final song if I remember correctly? Don't Feed the Plant song. And I think this version of that song was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Just having because most of the versions of Don't Feed the Plant that I've seen that are online of this musical, a lot of them have either the main characters like dress up in like plant costumes, so like it shows that they're part of Audrey now. Some of them don't. It's hard to tell. It really depends on which show it is. And then from what I've seen, from what the version that I saw for the show I've seen, they just came out and all that and did the whole song and dance. The funny thing is, during the part where Audrey 2 had to come close to say, I'm coming for you, you know what? The actor who played Orin, like, just, like, got a little, jumped back a little bit and instantly grabbed the axe and about to hit the plant, but he, like, put it down and, like, and, like, oh, okay. That's pretty in character with him. And then when we got to the bowing parts, it was pretty awesome to see like the actor like come from the voice guy, the one who voices Audrey 2, like come out behind the curtain or whatever it was, and like the person who did the puppetry like came out like the mouth. And, like it was fun because like yeah, it was a fun show. I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was some video of it, but I don't think anyone was stupid enough to record it because not because it's not a good show, it's because well, pirating is not a good thing in some cases. Anyway, it was a good show. I really missed it, and it was just a fun overall show. So if it did came back, at least this version that I've seen, go see it. It's very good. I know it's not playing now because they're gonna do the whole movie thing with the Clue, showing Clue movie, and all that. So yeah, it was fun while it lasted. Yeah. So that's my intel. In my late, my very very late thoughts on Little Shop of Horrors the musical that I've seen. Anyway, see you guys next time for when I do the thing for Aladdin, when I'm gonna go see that next year. Yeah, anyway, bye.